Hi, in this video I'll show you how to work with switch statements. So I already have an example here. Example with numbers, with char, and with strings. And you can find more examples online as well. So examples with string, let's see. So here we provide some kind of string that is that you need to check against. This variable, you can see that it's used in the switch statement here in the round braces. So that's where you put that value that you're checking. And now you're checking different cases. So one case, this value can be equal to beginner, and that's what you're checking. Is the value equal to beginner? Then the level is 1. Initial value of level is 0. So, but then you say if it's beginner, then it's level 1. Break means that you want to stop executing this code. So once it's hitting break, it will jump to the end of the switch statement and continue the flow. Case intermediate. So if this value level string equals to intermediate, then level will be assigned value 2. And then again we hit break, which means finish the switch statement, exit it. Case expert equals to level 3, so we assign 3 value to variable level, and then again we exit. Default flow is when none of these are true, then it will go to default and execute this part. And in default flow we have level equals to 0, and then we hit break and exit. So what's important here? Learning the structure of switch statement, switch round braces where you put the expression that you're evaluating against, the beginning of switch with curly braces and the end. And here the syntax is case, you check the value, is it equal to some value here, and don't forget the colon. Then perform some logic, and if you want to exit after this logic, put break. If you don't want to exit, if you want to continue executing the rest of the switch, then do not put break here. Alright, otherwise you will exit. And also it's important to remember that there is also default value, default flow that you don't have to provide. I can do it like this without default. But in some cases you do need default path. So that's example for the to work with strings. Let's see example with char. Similar idea, we have char grade. The variable grade we provide in round braces for switch statement to know what it is checking. And then different cases. Case, char might be equal A, char might be equal B, char might be equal C, and so on. I took these examples from online, and I'll show you the link where I got them from. So this is the link where I got these examples. And let's go back. So, and then we have also default flow. So you can see in some cases you don't have to provide any logic, or you don't have to provide break statement to exit. Here we have logic, but we don't have break statement here, so it will continue execution. This means in both cases, this and this, we will also print default flow. Play around with it, with this, try different things to see how different pieces affect the flow. And lastly, the last example is with numbers. Number is equal to 20. Again, you pass the variable number to switch statement over here, and then you provide different scenarios. Case, if this number is equals to 10, then we will see this message. If it is equals to 20, we will see this message. If it's 30, this message, and break. But we also have default flow, and then it will print that it's neither of these numbers. Again, play around, modify this value, see how it's all working together. But let's run it and see. So in first case, we expect to see level 3 because we're printing this level variable, and the level string equals expert. That means we should see 3. In second case, the grade is C, so we have to see this and nothing else because we're breaking out of the switch. And lastly, the example with numbers, the number is 20, so we should see this message printed to the user. Let's run it. All right, so at the beginning I see 20, which is example with numbers. That's correct. That's what we expected to see. Then the second example was with char. And in example C, we expected to see well done. That's correct. After switch statement, we had some other logic. Your grade is, and the grade C. So we see that statement here as well, printed for the user. And the last example with string, we expected to see level 3 to be printed over here. All right. Notice also how logic is presented here. Sometimes we're printing something outside of the switch statement. Sometimes we print something inside, like over here, in the switch statement in one of the cases, and so on. So different ways to create your logic.